Hi, welcome back to my channel, Scale Model Kit Review Studio. Welcome back to another installment of the DeAgostini build, the 1/6 scale Ford GT500 Mustang. And I said it, 1/6 scale is the largest car out there in the part work realm. So if you haven't done so already, head over to DeAgostini and subscribe to this build today. I put a direct link down below. Click on that link. Lets DeAgostini know you're watching my videos. Let's get started. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another fantastic installment of the DeAgostini Collectibles Build Your Own Ford Mustang. Now, of course, this is the 1967 Shelby GT500. I am currently working on pack number 5, and 5 more stages will be built in this video. Stage 14 through 18. Now, we will be working on the passenger door in this video. So let's look at one of the magazines, and magazine are very nice here, semi-gloss pages front to back, around 12 to 13 pages. They give us a history of the Shelby, and in this case the Shelby story, rallying the Mustang. Very nice articles here. Then of course they give us the build instructions, step-by-step instructions, easy to follow, photographs, color illustrated, very nice there. Some reminders too. And moving on, we have the Ford story, street legal Ford GT40. Now this is a fantastic car here, beautiful article here. Look at the detail of that car, and of course this one's at the Peterson Museum out in LA. And there you go. So let's go ahead and look at the part packs that came with each of these magazines. Stage 14, we received the door and some of the components that mount to it. Stage 15, the door panel. Stage 16, the windows. Stage 17, the internal gears for the window. And lastly, stage 18, the interior dress-up panels, the chrome parts. Let's get started. And welcome back. Of course, it's 2025. We have a new year starting here and have a lot to build this year for you. A lot of cars to finish up that I've started previously with Eagle Moss, but those will come a little bit later this year. So like I said, we're working on the right door, and here's all the parts listed there. We're going to put the door lock, mirrors, door handle, some of the interior components for the door latch, and that looks to be it. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. And here's the parts. Of course, this is the passenger door. We already did the driver's door, so this should be familiar with you if you saw those videos. Not much is going to change. I'm going to show you what I've completed, because really we're not going to do anything much different than we did before. Let's get a closer look. DS13 screw, PS12, and a PS9 screws. Here's the door, of course, and very nice finish here. I love the color, metallic forest green, dark green. Very nice there, of course made of metal. All the components for the mirror, which are made of plastic, the door handle, plastic, and the internal workings for the door latch. The only part that's metal is this piece here. Let's go ahead and get started here. When I'm working with tiny screws like this, I like to get them started first before I install the component. And this is the door lock mechanism. So we'll actually screw that in, get the thread started. And that's good. I'll take it out and I'll go ahead and install it on the door. It does have a flat spot on it, so it only goes in one way. Just makes it easier to install these small screws if you've already started it. And just snug because it's going into plastic. And remember, this is 1/6 scale, so this is a lot larger than some of the other Mustangs out there. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead and put the door handle on next. PS9 screw goes into that. And of course the PS12 was used for the door lock mechanism. Next we'll work on the side mirror. Now it only goes on one way. It's actually going to go on in this manner with the narrow side towards the bottom. It is notched out with a thicker and smaller groove, but really not real necessary. And I'm going to screw that down with a PS9 screw. And I'll put the mirror in next, and it just press fits. And I'm going to leave the plastic cover on there to protect the mirror, but that's how that looks. Now we'll go ahead and install this in the door. And of course I inserted the mirror through the slot on the top of the door there. I put in 2 DS13 screws. I used just a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on those, just makes it easier, and that's how that looks. Now let's work on the latch mechanism. I'm going to install the inner lock flange, they call it, and if you'll note, it has a step, and so does the flange itself. It has a step and it steps down, so you want those to match before you put your screws in. So we'll put our DS13 screws into that. There you go, the rod is installed on that bracket we just installed, and we put the cover on to hold the rod in place along with the actuating pin. And if I push on that pin, you can see everything moves like it should to unlock the door. And that's what that looks like on this side. Perfect. And that completes stage 14. Looks great. Let's head over and do stage 15. Stage 15, we'll work on the right door interior panel. And here's all the parts on the left there. Work on the trim here first. The door handle. Install that on the panel. Put the screws on that, and that will be it. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for 15. Let's get a closer look. Here's the interior panel. Note the door lock. We'll be extra careful around that, not to break it off. Interior chrome trim piece. Door handle mechanism with the door handle. Door panel is complete. I put in the chrome trim with 4 PS12s, and I also installed the door handle with the PS11 screw. And lastly, I put in the bracket that holds the door handle in place with 2 PS5 screws. There's your 11 and there's the 12s. So that completes stage 15. Let's head over and do stage 16. Stage 16, I work on the window for the right door. And there's all the parts on the left, just as we did before. Install the windows there, and that's how that looks. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 16. Let's get a closer look. DS2 screws. Here's our window. Very nice there, nice curvature on it, like it should have. vent window. It's non-functioning. And a little felt strip channel for the window. And I installed the vent window, put 2 DS02 screws into that. That's what that looks like. And that's all I do with stage 16. Let's head over and get started on stage 17. Stage 17, I work on the right door window mechanism. All the parts there are on the left. We'll install the door hinge also on the front there, and install the medium and small gears involved with the window mechanism there. After that's all in place, everything should function pretty good there. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's the parts for the window mechanism. Stage 17. Let's get a closer look. DS4, PS5, and DS2 screws. Here's the door hinge mechanism, made of metal. It's very nice. The bracket that holds that in place. Window channel mechanism here. The gears all made of plastic. Door hinge is installed according to the instructions, and it should look like that after you have it in. And my gears are in place here. All 3 gears, just like the instructions show, along with this regulator channel. Note it is at an angle. 3 DS04 screws were used to secure the gears in place, and these 04 screws do have a flange on them. You want to make sure that your gears can still turn when they're screwed down. You may have to, I had to back this one out just a little bit. The other ones I could tighten down. And then I installed this bracket to hold the window in place. And the bracket is different here because we put a DS02 screw that goes into metal. I did put some 3-in-1 oil on that. And then we have another screw that goes into this, but it's a plastic screw made for plastic. So it is PS05 screw. Okay, so P for plastic, D for die-cast. Okay, so that's the difference. Now these windows are not designed to go down all the way. They just go down that far. Okay, that's as far down that the window goes before we button this up later on. Okay, so that's all I do for stage 17. Let's head over and do the final stage for this video, stage 18. Let's look at the final stage, stage 18. Right door interior trim panels. And you can see there we do have a window crank also involved with that. We'll go ahead and put the trim panels on as shown. And then this is basically going to get screwed down on the door. And the window crank handle will go into place. Let me get the parts. I will be right back. Here's the parts for stage 18. Let's get a closer look. DS02, PS25, and PS07. Here's the interior trim panels. This is very nice. They are both made of plastic. And window crank handle along with the knob. And a window crank knob is installed. Used a PS07 screw, real small screw. And I did put on the lower trim panel. And that was secured with two PS25 screws. Now we're going to go ahead and install this on the door. And then to cover up our screws, we're going to put this panel on last. And 2 DS02 screws were installed here. Door panel is on tight. We'll go ahead and slip on our trim panel. And it will just lock in place. Just like that. And lastly, we'll put our door handle on this. Just like that. And there you go. Passenger door is complete. And we've completed pack 5. I have pack 6 on hand, so stand by for that. That will be coming up very closely to this one because I'm trying to get caught up on my videos. So if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. Head over to DeAgostini Collectibles and subscribe to this 1/6 scale Mustang today. It's fantastic. Perhaps the largest part work car out there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.